Hey y'all, welcome back to the Emerald Kitchen. Today I'm going to attempt to make something else that I've never made at home, and that is scallion pancakes. I am using Eric Ze's recipe. He shared it on his Instagram during quarantine. I'll link to his profile below. I'm really excited because I really miss Chinese food. Thank you, New York. And I really hope that these come out nearly as delicious as I imagine them. So follow along. So for the dough, we are going to need all-purpose flour, warm water, sugar, salt and pepper, and some neutral oil. I'm using canola. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix the dry ingredients together first and give them a good whisk. This is the sugar, salt and pepper. Okay, now that that's all nice and incorporated, I'm gonna add the liquids in and then go ahead and whisk it till it starts coming together. Warm water. Alright, starting to look kind of like a shaggy dough. Not all the flour has been incorporated yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and start kneading this with my hands, which reminds me I should take these off. And we're gonna keep kneading until everything is smooth. So your hands should be smooth, the bowl should be pretty smooth, which means that the dough shouldn't be sticking to your bowl anymore. And then, what did I say? Anyway, your hands, your bowl, and the dough should be smooth. Alright, I would say that the bowl is pretty smooth, and my hands are pretty smooth. I don't know if I would call this dough smooth, to be honest. It looks really bumpy. But I'm afraid to keep kneading it, because I know the more I knead it, the more gluten will develop, and I don't want that to compromise the texture of the finished pancakes. So I'm going to trust my gut, because I got nothing else to go on here, and just leave this as it is. This needs a 30-minute rest before we roll it out and add the scallions. So we'll be back in 30. All right, so I'm getting ready to roll out the scallion pancakes, but first we have to make a roux. So there are 100 grams of flour in here, and then I'm gonna add the same amount of oil. We're gonna cook this together for a little bit. So I think I'm gonna let this cook down for maybe 3 minutes and see how it's doing after that. Okay, so that was actually 2 minutes of cooking down. This was on low heat. You can see that it started to bubble, and the roux looks a little thicker. Just kind of slower bubbles. The consistency thickened up a little bit, so I think I'm gonna pull it and let it cool for when I assemble. All right, dough's been resting for over an hour. It looks better, definitely, than when it went in. It's a lot more like hydrated, I guess. This recipe makes 4 scallion pancakes, so I'm gonna go ahead and split this into 4 portions. It's about even. All right, and we're gonna go 1 pancake, obviously, at a time. I'm gonna roll it out as thin as I can. Triangle. Dough's bouncing back a lot, which I didn't expect after having rested it for so long. I thought it'd be a little more relaxed, but let's see. Okay, so I want my scallion pancake to be as flaky and crispy as possible. So I'm trying to get this as thin as I can. All right, I think I'm gonna call it. This is the roux that's been cooled. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on with my hands because that seems easier. Scallions. Okay, now we roll them up. So this side in. This side in. And stack them. So this is essentially the scallion pancake. It needs to rest again though. I forgot the time, I'll put it on the screen. But preferably as long as you can rest it so that the dough relaxes again and you can roll it again before frying. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the other 3 and then we'll put them all to rest. All right, dough has been resting for, I think, close to 2 hours at this point. So we're gonna do 1 at a time and roll them out into the actual pancakes. All right, they're way softer than when they went in. Let's see. Sticky. Next, this is gonna go into a pan with cold oil and we're gonna fry it up. Okay, here it is, homemade scallion pancake using Eric Ze's recipe. It's nice and crispy on the outside. Let's see how it is on the inside. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but some nice layers in there. The outside is nice and crispy. Oh yeah, that's good. It is good. All right, I'm gonna cut this into a couple more pieces. But all in all, any Chinese food cravings that you might be experiencing during this quarantine will 100% be met. Ooh, that's hot. With this recipe. So a couple of annoying steps with the roux and splattering it on there, or smothering it on there, but oh my God, is it worth it? Look, it's nice and flaky, almost like a croissant. It's good. This is delicious. You guys need to try this. Baby, you wanna try it? Well, that was homemade scallion pancakes for the first time. They are, I think, the best scallion pancakes I've ever had, if I could say so myself. I really encourage you guys to try them, especially during quarantine, since we have so much time at home. It didn't take any crazy tools or ingredients, really, and it really, really pays off. Thank you guys for joining me again in the Emerald Kitchen. Buen provecho.